Over the past few years, Christian Deitering has documented a number of classic game expos across the United States. Christian's interests aren't limited to games of the past, but also homebrews, new games developed for classic systems. Christian was kind enough to chat with me about how these more recent titles came to be, and how their monetary value can escalate far beyond their decade-old counterparts. We're here with Christian Deitering. We are talking about homebrew Nintendo games. What can you tell me about this collection we have right here?
Alright, well, I'm going to start from left and go to right. We've got Garage Cart. Garage Cart is the most expensive homebrew game out there. Average price for it's $1,500.
Now wait a minute. These are not classic NES games. These are games that were made, fairly recently in the last decade or so. Is that correct?
Yeah. So what's going on here? Garage Cart came out in 2006. 8-Bit Xmas came out in 2008. And then Roadkill is a one-of-one. It was a game that was being made, and the developer kind of got tired of it, and for some reason he decided to eBay it.
Oh,
and that was 2004. And so I was looking for this thing for a long time, and then randomly last year, somebody found it at a garage sale, and didn't just find the game, because when he sold it on eBay, he actually included 2 discs, like 2 CDs that had all the files and stuff on it, and the person had kept that. So like the guy at the garage sale bought the game, had the 2 discs, and then it ended up coming back to a Nintendo Age member who happens to be here, and so we were kind of displaying it with the set.
Here's what I don't understand, though, is that, of course, there's supply and demand. There's apparently very little supply, especially for this guy right here. Why is there demand for homebrew games? I mean, they're not officially released. What's the appeal on this?
Well, for me, I got into it just because when I first heard that people were making like games for Nintendo still, like it just blew my mind. And so I just, I wanted to check them out. I wanted to see what people were doing. And to be honest, like, some of them are really, really fun. I mean, you've got when they were making Nintendo games, those guys were having to start from scratch, like we're coming up with like brand new ideas. Well, it's like 20 years later now, okay? So we've had a lot of time to learn, and so I think that some of the things, are actually better than some of the crap that came out back in the day.
That's very true. Which one of these would you say is the best out of the bunch? Putting you on the spot.
Probably 8-Bit Xmas 2008, just because it's the most polished. I mean,
is this a hex version? It seems to look like Ice Climbers on here. Is that?
It's got some similarities, but it's all it's all new code. It's not like they pulled it from the old one.
So it's not a hack, total homebrew.
Yeah, total homebrew. Garage Cart is 3 games actually. It's Munchie Attack, Hot Seat Harry, and Solar Wars. Wow. And so, if I had to pick one, like I actually think Munchie Attack's pretty fun. It's just a little mouth that's sitting there gobbling stuff as it comes towards you, and I feel like you can really get a couple people into it, like going for high score challenges.
That does sound like a lot of fun. And lastly, of course, Roadkill, it's the original. Has anyone ever actually found and talked to the creator of Roadkill?
Well, that's funny because he was here. The guy who created Roadkill actually is the guy who put Garage Cart together. His name's Memblers, and he's a member on Nintendo Age, and we're in the Nintendo Age room right now.
Which is a fantastic site.
He was here on Friday, and I didn't know that because I gave a presentation on aftermarket games, and he was a couple slides at my presentation, and then I showed up, and I was like, oh shit, like you're the guy I'm going to be talking about, and I was a little intimidated.
That's known to happen when you meet somebody that's as cool as someone that actually designs the original homebrews for NES games, which is now thriving, and you even see indie games that are trying to duplicate the NES style. The exact same pixel art, which you could say really rebirthed with these original homebrews.
I think so. People are starting to figure out that just because it was for an old system doesn't mean that it wasn't super fun,
That's true, which is super awesome. But Christian, so excited to see these ultra rare homebrew games, learn a little bit about the market for them. Thank you so much.
No problem, man. Nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you.